Hey everybody, and welcome to another video with Spartan 086. Sorry it's been a wee bit of time for this, but I have had prior projects going on and I've also had the thought of how I'm going to do this video. So just to let you know, I'm standing on a chair to do this. Yep, these are all suspended from the ceiling, and you can see obviously the other modern Forces of Valor collection behind them. So right in front of us obviously we have the AH-64A Blackhawk. Built by Sikorsky. It is the backbone of the US Army, most of the US Navy and Air Force in different areas, and has different names. Big part of the Coast Guard as well in their search and rescue. Many other nations across the planet employ it. It's a very rugged helicopter. I have seen them in action. Funky as hell. More to the Forces of Valor. As you can see, I've got two of them. One in front was the older version by Unimax, which had a lot more to it, as in it's got more of a rugged look to it. You can see a lot more around it, and kind of get a more feel of the helicopter actually being employed. As you can see oil and dirt and that, and you can see the imprints of the aircraft's exterior panels, etc. Yeah, you can also see that you've got two side gunners employed, both of them on either side, and obviously you get the troop compartment where you can house them. Obviously, and most of the systems, they didn't actually have the chairs in there. Everybody just kind of flew in and get the hell out of there as fast as possible. Overall, yeah, the older version is the best one. I prefer that to the newer version. A lot more to it and looks good. Obviously you can close the doors and this, and you can also open up the engine compartments to have a look. And this is pretty much the norm in all the aircraft. So we'll go over to the newer version, which isn't as bad, but just kind of a wee bit of a slapdash job done by the painters at Unimax. Overall, it's a good condition helicopter. I would recommend them to anybody who's looking for stuff like this. They're good sized, they're good models to have, and it's a good wee piece to have around a collection. So next we'll move on to the next Sikorsky Blackhawk variant, which is the AH-60 Pavehawk, which is employed by the US Air Force, and I've got two of them. Absolutely amazing. Seen these once when I was deployed. Absolutely funky. Love the refueling pod, as you can see in the front there. Now these do come with door gunners. They come with miniguns, but they don't have personnel seated at them. These parts are very flimsy and easily lost. I do have mine. I've just kept them in a safe place because, as I said, they're easily lost. There's a couple of parts to them, and obviously they're just grey. They're not painted at all. So if you did get this, the best thing to do is, if you're into painting, is get a wee setup ready for it to make it more realistic. Overall, great job. They look very cool. The fact of these is there's not a lot of weathered and rustic look to it, but it still looks great all over. I would recommend these to any collector. Obviously it's a 148, so it's supposed to be small, but they're quite large. I would definitely recommend these. So we'll move on now. We'll move on to the Bell AH-1Z, no sorry, AH-1W Super Cobra. The Z's a different version. Obviously the Z's got different exhausts on the helicopter, but this is a Super Cobra done by Bell. This extends, the original variant extends back all the way to Vietnam. It was employed, many nations still employ it. The US Marines have just actually got rid of theirs. They decided it's time to employ something new, so it's a bit sad for them. I always loved the Cobra. There's just something funky about it. Don't know if it's because it's more compact and it just packs such a wee punch for its age. Overall design by Forces Valor Unimax, great for this one. As you can see, they've done a fantastic job in it. They've got a lot of detail in. Obviously you've got a wee unit patch there, a wee Templar cross, Maltese cross, whatever you want to call it, say the US Marines symbol, identification patch. Then you've got serial numbers, unit tag, you've got Hellfire missiles, you've got rocket pods that goes inside, you've got cannon at the front, 3-barrel cannon, 20mm. Obviously you get the forward sight, obviously infrared, fire control system. Cockpit, you have a pilot but no gunner, so no engagement for this guy. Overall great. I would definitely pick this up for anybody. It's a good wee one to have. And like I said before, most of the engine compartments do open on these. Not a chance it. It does open. You just have to take my word for it. So next one we'll move on to is from what the Cobra came from, and that is the Bell UH-1 Iroquis, or universally known as the Huey. So this bad boy came about in the Vietnam War. Was basically employed in every possible role for the US forces, the Marines, Air Force, Army, Navy, even the Coast Guard who were deployed. Everybody was using it. The ARVN, which is the South Vietnamese Army, they employed it. Even Air America. It was just such a versatile little aircraft. So obviously you'll see here, Unimax have gone with a very basic model. It still looks great. Absolutely love it. Obviously you get the door gunners, that's on both sides, and the troop compartment. The door does close for some reason, I don't know why, with the door gunner hanging out. Personnel don't have a lot of features, but that's not a biggie. But it is excellent aircraft. Rotors do move. I should have pointed that out, that the rotors and tail were all moving on the aircraft, except the MH-60 and I think that's it actually. The MH-60 is the only one that doesn't move on them. They will break if you try to move them. So overall, great wee one. You can pick this up. Only problem I would give it is the landing skids. They are a bit flimsy, so just be careful of them. And the door gunners, they can be a bit funny as well. So next we'll move on to the bad boy. We'll spin this round, we'll miss out one, and we'll go to the AH-64A Apache. So originally this was built by McDonnell Douglas, and then Boeing bought them over. This is the mainstay of the US Army's helicopter attack fleet, and it is a bad boy, absolute bad boy. This thing will take punishment and dish it out. Used by obviously the US Army, it's used by the Greeks, the Dutch, the Brits, ourselves, UEA, the Israelis. So that tells you everything about it. It's a tough nut. So it's twin engined, it's got the amazing fire control, it's got a 30mm cannon underneath. The versions here, obviously, it's got rocket pods and it's got Hellfire missiles. The other Hellfire missiles have fallen off, I'll need to find them, glue them on. That is one of the wee things they do, tend to, you know, we nudge, it will fall out. Overall, done by this one, it is brilliant, absolutely great. This was based on the 91 Gulf War, and it still looks superb. Obviously you can see it's got a wee patches here, I think that's supposed to be kills. It's got obviously United States Army, flag at the rear, it's got a wee danger patch there. And it's got recognition patch there. So overall, give that a 10 out of 10. Love this one. Now we go to the other Apache. Now this is the D version, which was the Longbow, obviously due to the radar. As you can see, one of my rotors is gone. Again, this is one of the problems with them. They weren't designed really well by Unimax. They would just print out or mould the plastic, not really fit them in. To check them, gets to the client, the customer, they buy it and they can't really get it in, so they try to squeeze it in, it ends up breaking, which is what the problem with this one was. I've had to keep it off because it won't fit in, so it's the biggie. Overall, this one is brilliant. Obviously they get the fantastic big Longbow patch up here, sorry for the dust, and you can see good armament. It's got the shark mouth as well, fire control system, you get the crew compartment, you've got the chain gun. The one thing I'll say about this is it does move up and down, but it doesn't turn side to side. On the A version, it does move side to side. So you can see it's got rocket pods, Hellfire missiles on both sides. Obviously the rotors, the engine compartment does open up. Overall, 10 out of 10 for them all. I love all of these versions, they're great. I got all the ones that they brung out. Forces of Valor have just put out a statement showing that they're going to be doing the Bell Textron Cobra out, and they're showing you how they're going to be doing it, and it's going to be a lot more detail, So we'll go over to the Cobra and I'll show you. So obviously what they're going to do now is the rocket pods. You're going to have individual rockets. It's just instead of a pod and just the seemingness of rockets there, you will have rocket pods. You will have rockets for the pods, sorry. So you can do it as you like. You could fill the rocket pods, you could empty it, you could give it a half full. You can do what you like to make it more realistic to what you want to do, and I think that's absolutely fantastic. They have said that not only will the Cobra be getting redone, but so will the Huey, and they're going to do a lot more versions of the Huey. I have seen people ask them if they're going to do, obviously you've got troop transport there, but they might do the Hog and the Dust Off, which would be great, especially for guys that do dioramas. It's just, it would be a really big good one for them, and it'd take a wee bit of, it would make them a lot more attractive, I think, as well, if you've got a lot more on offer. So overall it sounds good, and I'm looking forward to what they're going to be bringing out. So at the moment I'm working on a couple of projects. I've got a T72 that I bought, which is getting updated to I'm not going to give too much away, but it's getting updated to a more modern version with ERA. I'm working also on a Humvee, which I'm updating to a more modern version, so it's going to have an ECM kit on it, and a turret with full protection. The other thing I'm working on as well is I've got a Hanomog Pioneer kit, which I've just added onto one. It still needs a wee bit of a paint job and a couple other things done. And I've also got a new Abrams, which is getting busted up to Tusk 2. I know I've already done the Tusk 2, but this one's getting made into a European version, so it's going to have European netting. It's got a different ECM system built, which I've done from scratch on it. So in the future, hopefully I'll do wee videos on all the new stuff that I'm doing, and you guys can have a look. So obviously things going on the new, it's not great. I think we're now classed as being in the second wave. We definitely are here. We're in a new mini lockdown, which is absolutely brilliant, and we're about to go into another tier system. Yay! So wherever you are, guys, please stay safe and look out for one another. Until the next time, take care. Bye bye.